Dr. Ben Newman. I'm a molecular virologist and I study coronaviruses. Let's try to answer some of your questions with science. All right, next question is from Danielle. Hello again, Danielle. Hey. Now people are saying that they are being reinfected with COVID. I wanted to ask. Okay, and so backing up there, yeah, there's at least one confirmed case. It was a special case that allowed it to be confirmed. The first virus this person caught was missing a little piece. The second virus they caught had the piece, and they had full sequences on both of those. These are all very rare events but they are what's necessary. They show that it can happen. And there are a lot of other people that are saying they have been. Some of those, maybe yes. A lot of those, particularly in America, were probably released and sent home, and they have a thing called Longtail Covid, which is where you can be potentially virus positive for months and where you can have ongoing, some of the symptoms of COVID that just drag on. I think the longest one of those I've seen is 6 months. And you may feel good for a couple days. The virus may not be at the back of your nose, which is the only place that a lot of those tests can pick it up. But it can still be in other parts of your body, making you very sick. And so, yeah, long-tail COVID's real, and it's really hard to tell the difference between like a long-tail COVID with a little bout of I feel okay, for a couple days in between or a week or two. It's hard to tell that from actual reinfection. But reinfection's possible, and in a sense, it doesn't really matter. If a person has COVID, you treat them as if they have COVID, and yeah, that's it, right? Yeah. Doesn't matter if it's the first time or the second time. You don't get don't just say, oh, sure, it's your second time. That's fine. Go play with all the other kids at the park. Yeah, no, don't do that. All right, anyway, to your actual question. Let's go. So I wanted to ask, is having it and not having major issues settling for fighting a next round? Okay. Like if I get it and just have the sniffles, do I have to worry about having severe symptoms the second time, or am I most likely good? Yeah, nobody knows. That is a great question, and we only have that one actual confirmed case. There were people anecdotally saying they were getting it multiple times earlier on in the outbreak, like in New York State. And there have been people, actually around the world saying this, and some of them may be right. They were saying it was more severe the second time. Other people have said it's not as bad the second time. I think in the absence of any extra data, which is where we are right now, or with not enough data to really go on, I think you'd treat the second time exactly the same as the first time. Make no assumptions. Assume it could be anywhere on the scale between asymptomatic and, you die at the other end. And take precautions to avoid catching it a second time and spreading it as if that were the case. Eventually, maybe we will have enough data that we can actually confirm and get a good picture for what second COVID looks like. But until then, I would say don't mess. There are papers, like scientific papers, on either side of this. There's one that showed that a particular amount of antibodies did actually cause worse disease. So having some immune response, it was like a Goldilocks thing. Having a bit less, no problem. A bit more, no problem. Right in the middle, wow, it just made things worse in this animal model. So that's something that can happen, but it's not something that's guaranteed to happen. And the people that are getting COVID a second time or catching SARS-CoV-2 a second time do not have much of an immune system, or at least they don't have many neutralizing antibodies at the right place, because those are what would protect you from getting infected a second time. So it's hard to say if they actually would have any immune response. And if they don't have an immune response, actual markers of the original infection, then it's the same. They're just being infected with, as far as their body's concerned, a brand new virus that they've never seen before. Wow, everything's new and wonderful. And so let's see. The last part of the question is, let's see. I was thinking maybe it would depend on viral load. Probably, yes. Viral load of the initial inoculation, like how much virus you get on the day that you get sick, that definitely has an effect in animal models. It has a giant effect. You got to be real careful with your animal model, depending on whether you're trying to protect against, a lethal challenge, something that's going to kill the animal, or something that's going to make them mildly sick, but you can detect a little weight loss, or something that may or may not infect them, and you won't even be able to tell because it's so mild. Yeah. So that is definitely possible, and yeah, that's good. I like that you're thinking in terms of viral load. Yeah, yeah. So I would say make no assumptions about second COVID until we know something. Treat it as if it is as dangerous as the first time, or maybe more so for the people that just went out and got it the first time. Yeah, maybe treat it as if it's more dangerous than you did it the first time. There we go. All right. Thanks very much. This has been Ask Dr. Ben.